All right, let's talk Cam A or Cam B. It's time for some fun. Oh, no, Cam A or Cam B is not fun. It's business, man. It's business.
One choice, two options, and no takebacks. It's time for Cam A or Cam B.
Cam A or Cam B is a segment. Every filmmaker knows that the toughest part of making a movie is making choices, and in the film industry, the choices never stop. So today we're lining up two options, Cam A or Cam B, and deciding which one is better for the cut. Today the conversation is whether or not a short film or a micro-budget or no-budget feature is a better first project for a first-time filmmaker. Cam A. In Cam A over here, we have making a short film. Pros to that are that it's lower cost, it's lower risk, and it's faster turnaround. It's easy to experiment and fail upward, and less difficult if you accidentally fail downward. Festivals have dedicated short categories. It's easier to get eyes on your film via YouTube or Vimeo because it's not, asking somebody for an hour and a half time commitment. And it's great for proving a concept and building your craft while you kind of learn what your vision and your filmmaking style is. There are cons, though. It's harder to monetize, that's for sure, if not downright impossible to monetize. Oh, I always forget about the backup bell. It's harder to monetize. The industry doesn't really take shorts super seriously. It's an important part of the culture, but just because you made a short film doesn't mean you're going to be getting projects. It's really just a buildup of experience. You'll know pretty quickly in the film industry after you make a short that you're going to have to make a couple more shorts in order to actually build enough of a reel to be viable in selling yourself to people. And you do not want to get pigeonholed as a short filmmaker. It's really best for first-time directors, film school students, proof of concepts, trying to prove out that a project is viable, and people that have no funding but a lot of energy. So Cam B over here is micro-budget features. The pros of that are that you can really establish yourself as a legitimate filmmaker right away. Right away being after you spend a year making your feature-length film. It opens the doors for distribution and licensing and awards. If you do it really well, it could be your ticket to bigger projects. I mean, the examples there are things like Clerks and Blair Witch Project. Investors and executives are often respectful of the hustle of somebody who takes nothing and turns it into a feature-length film, but there are cons. It is high risk. You only get one first feature film. There's a longer timeline, right? You're juggling more people likely. You're juggling a lot more resources, and there are a lot more opportunities for you to burn out if you're doing everything yourself. Distribution is more likely, but it's very much not guaranteed, and a bad feature can definitely hurt more than it helps. And it does require real producing skills. You need to know logistics and budgeting and scheduling and fundraising and probably camera op, and that's a lot of editing if you're taking on 90 minutes. So feature-length films are best for people who are producers at heart, career switchers with savings, filmmakers who already have a built-in audience, or just masochists with dreams. That's me. This was my route. I'm very proud. I'm very proud to say I went full feature for my first project, and it sucked. The movie, not the experience. The experience was fantastic, but I will never go back. But I do sometimes look like a Vietnam vet that's lost in thought about what he's seen out in the world. So here's my verdict. Cam A. Short films win, but barely and with a caveat. So for most filmmakers, a short is definitely a safer, smarter entry point. I wouldn't overinvest in it, though. I would say this short is a part of a plan, and the next plan is a feature, and this is what the feature is. And I would welcome / urge you to immediately jump into that next project and take no rest, because momentum sometimes is everything. Not so much because it's going to reward you more long term in your career, but because it's really hard to start and stop projects. You learn the ropes, you build a reel, you test your voice without ruining your bank account and your spirit when you're doing short films. But if you know that you have a killer story and the right team, and you have the grit to produce something scrappy but meaningful, the feature-length films, those are the things that really catapult your career. So don't be afraid to make your own project. Shorts are definitely more digestible, but feature-length films, if you can do it, if you think you can swing it, you should definitely start with that. Now, this episode is brought to you by this jacket, which is I'm reading here. Engineered Garment to Winners, Metavisions, NYC US Space. No, I don't have sponsors. We talked about this. I'm not famous. Do what? You're barely watching this show. No, this is just a cute little, weirdly phrased, poorly translated jacket I found somewhere.